Imagine failing your school entrance exams, not once, not twice, but 3 times. Imagine applying to dozens of jobs and being rejected from every single one, even the local KFC. Imagine a life where the world keeps telling you no, but you still refuse to give up. This is not fiction. This is the story of Jack Ma, the Chinese entrepreneur who transformed rejection into resilience and built Alibaba, one of the world's largest e-commerce empires. Jack Ma's journey is not a straight road to success. It is a roller coaster filled with failures, humiliations, and heartbreaks. But through it all, he discovered one truth. If you don't give up, you still have a chance. Giving up is the greatest failure. From being a poor boy in Hangzhou who couldn't pass his exams, to becoming one of the richest men in the world, Jack Ma's life teaches us that perseverance, vision, and courage can rewrite destiny. So, if you've ever felt like failure defines you, if you've ever doubted your potential because the world keeps rejecting you, then Jack Ma's story will remind you that your current situation is not your final destination. Stay with me until the end, because the lessons from Jack Ma's journey could be the spark that pushes you to chase your dreams, no matter how impossible they seem today. But before we dive into this extraordinary story, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you never miss powerful stories of people who turned struggle into success. Now let's go back to the streets of Hangzhou, where a boy named Ma Yun, later known as Jack Ma, began his unlikely journey to greatness. Jack Ma was born as Ma Yun on September 10, 1964 in Hangzhou, China. His family was poor. His parents were traditional musicians and storytellers who earned very little. Jack grew up during a time when China was struggling economically, and opportunities were scarce. From a young age, Jack stood out, not because he was brilliant in school, but because he was curious and determined. He had a fascination with learning English. Every morning he would ride his bicycle to the Hangzhou Hotel, where tourists stayed, just to practice English with foreigners. In exchange, he would give them free tours of the city. One tourist even gave him the nickname Jack because his real name, Ma Yun, was hard to pronounce. That nickname stuck for life. But academically, Jack was far from gifted. In fact, he failed primary school twice and middle school 3 times. When it came time for the university entrance exams, he failed 2 times before finally scraping through on his 3rd attempt. He applied to Harvard University 10 times and got rejected 10 times. Jack's failures didn't stop at education. After graduating from Hangzhou Teachers Institute, he applied to dozens of jobs. Out of 30 applications, he was rejected from all 30. One of the most famous rejections was from KFC. Out of 24 applicants, 23 got hired. Jack was the only one rejected. Think about that. Even KFC thought he wasn't good enough. But Jack refused to let these failures define him. He took a job as an English teacher, earning just $12 a month. His students loved him, not because he was the smartest, but because he was passionate, engaging, and full of energy. Little did the world know, this underpaid teacher would one day build a company that would rival Amazon and eBay. Jack Ma's turning point came in the mid-1990s, when the internet was beginning to emerge. In 1995, he visited the United States as a translator. There, he used the internet for the first time. He typed the word beer into a search engine. Results appeared from many countries: Germany, the United States, Japan, but none from China. Curious, he searched for China. Again, no results. At that moment, Jack realized something powerful. China was missing from the internet. With no background in technology, no coding skills, and almost no money, Jack returned home and decided to fill that gap. He gathered 17 friends in his small apartment and pitched the idea of an online marketplace that would connect Chinese businesses to the world. They laughed at him. Some even thought he was crazy, but Jack's belief was unshakable. Together they started what would later become Alibaba. In the beginning, Alibaba wasn't taken seriously. Jack was laughed out of meetings with investors. Many thought the idea of e-commerce in China was ridiculous, but Jack believed, I knew nothing about technology, but I knew about people. His charisma, vision, and relentless optimism kept his team together, even when money was tight and failure seemed certain. Slowly, Alibaba began to grow. Small businesses that had never reached global customers were suddenly connecting to buyers all over the world. Jack was giving China's small entrepreneurs a voice on the global stage. But as Alibaba grew, so did the challenges. Competitors like eBay entered China with massive resources. Once again, people predicted Alibaba would fail. But Jack had a different philosophy. eBay may be a shark in the ocean, but I am a crocodile in the Yangtze River. If we fight in the ocean, we lose. But if we fight in the river, we win. And he was right. Alibaba focused on local markets, tailored to the unique needs of Chinese sellers and buyers, and eventually defeated eBay in China. By the early 2000s, Alibaba had become the go-to platform for small businesses in China. Jack's vision was working, but he wanted to go further. In 2003, Alibaba launched Taobao, an online marketplace for consumers. At the time, eBay was dominant, but Taobao's design was fun, colorful, and perfectly suited for Chinese buyers. To attract sellers, Jack made a bold move. He offered listings for free while eBay charged fees. This strategy crushed eBay in China. Taobao grew rapidly, and soon, Alibaba became the backbone of e-commerce in the country. Jack Ma didn't stop there. In 2004, he launched Alipay, an online payment platform. Many investors thought it was foolish, saying no one would trust sending money online. But Jack believed that trust was the key to online commerce. Today, Alipay has more than 1 billion users worldwide. By 2014, Alibaba went public on the New York Stock Exchange in what was then the largest IPO in history, $25 billion. Overnight, Jack Ma became one of the richest men in the world. The boy who once earned $12 a month as a teacher was now worth billions. But through it all, Jack never forgot his philosophy. We are never in lack of money. We lack people with dreams, who can die for those dreams. He turned rejection, failure, and humiliation into fuel for one of the greatest success stories of our time. Jack Ma's journey teaches us powerful lessons. Failure is part of success. Jack failed exams, jobs, and applications, but each failure shaped him for bigger opportunities. Never give up. He often said, "Giving up is the greatest failure." See opportunities where others don't. When Jack noticed China missing from the internet, he seized the chance. Build trust. Alipay succeeded because it solved the problem of trust in online payments. Think long-term. Jack didn't chase quick profits. He focused on building ecosystems. Jack Ma once said, "Today is hard, tomorrow will be worse, but the day after tomorrow will be sunshine." Most people die tomorrow night. His story reminds us that no matter how many times you fail, as long as you don't quit, success is still possible. So, the next time you face rejection, remember Jack Ma, the man who failed exams, got rejected from 30 jobs, and was laughed at for dreaming too big. He didn't just build a company. He built a legacy that changed global business forever. If this story inspired you, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who needs motivation today. And in the comments below, tell us, what dream are you chasing, even if the world says no? Because your failures are not the end of your story, they are simply the beginning.